My mom just called from her laptop being like, I lost my phone at school, and talked her through how to use Find My Friends. My mom went, it says it's here. Oh my god, it's on my windshield. And she had driven home with it on the windshield of her car. My mom told me that she left her, she thought she lost her phone at school, but she actually had left it on the windshield of her car and driven home with it, like, on the front of her car. And she was like, I never forget things. It's like, girl, I've known you my entire life. You can't lie to me about that.
That's so sweet. It's also like, it's not on the roof, it's on the winch. Like, it's a literal blind spot.
It's crazy. It's crazy that she didn't see it at any point. And then she was like on the phone with Edie while she saw it, or she was, I guess, on her laptop, and she's cheering so much, like, I found my phone. Yes,
it's on the windshield.
It was here.
Be funny if like she was FaceTiming with Edie and Edie's like, why am I outside the car?
I worry about when I have interactions like these. I'm like, I worry about me in 20 years, what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do something like that.
You gotta start early. Get ahead of the game.
Yeah, well, the other day someone was just trying to show me something that like our age should be able to do, and I couldn't do it, and I was like,
what was
it's
it?
happening.
Showing something our age should be able to do.
Yeah,
like,
well, it was something so simple. It was.
I'm like thinking of a round off. Do you guys,
I'm thinking of. I've always wanted to do a cartwheel.
I don't think I've been able to do a round off since I was a kid.
I never could do one. That's cool that you even could.
Wait, sorry, what is a round off? I don't actually know.
It's a one-hand cartwheel.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I never could do that. Not once.
I think there was a point at recess.
I couldn't even do an orthodox cartwheel.
Yeah.
Everyone's in the comments like, I was at recess with her and she could not do it. Do you remember what the thing was people said that they could do that you couldn't do?
I honest to God, I think it was this like, I think it was replacing a Brita filter. And I was just like, I was just like so scared to do it. I was like, oh no, you know what it was? Wait, I was right about it. It was kitchen themed. I don't know how to clean a cast iron skillet.
And
so my roommate has a cast iron skillet and I just don't use it because I'm so afraid of doing it. No, I understand that there are like, I understand like you don't use soap, you use the little metal thing.
Oh, I'm used just soap like this morning on a cast iron pan.
Well, I think you can every now and then. Are you doing it every morning?
No, not every. No,
I think you
not
can
that
every
often.
now and then.
Oh, okay.
But
cool.
I'm like so afraid to do it, and it's actually
you have
so
no idea
simple.
the relief that just spread through me. Never shit. Yeah.
It's gonna disintegrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna disintegrate? A cast iron skillet is gonna disintegrate because of soap?
Well, would you believe me? 'Cause then, yeah.
I 100% believe you.
Okay, good.
Oh, well, perfect segue in a way. No, it's not. But anyway, here we are. Welcome back to Rabbit Holes, the podcast. Thank you very much for watching and listening. We have a wonderful guest. Tina, do you want to do the honors?
Yeah, our guest is an absolute freaking delight on the stage, Maggie Olmsted. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh.
Stand-up comedian, improv person, improviser.
Oh yeah.
All around
Not
delight.
like other girls
Joy.
improv?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. And recently sketch actor for some reason.
What have you
The reason being
sketches?
we're chasing fame.
I am in the BCC's, the Brooklyn Comedy Collective's first ever main stage residency.
Whoa!
Ooh.
And it is a sketch show. We have made this sketch show that's running every Friday this month, and now it's like extended to December. But I have never really done sketch acting before or any acting. But you do acting, right? Like
yes-ish. I mean, like, I went to college for acting, but I haven't really pursued acting since like a hair before the pandemic. It's been comedy pretty much since then.
Wait, like your major is acting?
My major was theater, but I like went to college to like train as an actor.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah. you didn't?
They must. Certainly they must.
But just acting. Like I do theater, but like can you just be an actor?
Yes.
Yes?
What?
Wait.
What about acting school? Have you heard of this?
Well, okay, yeah. So you can go to acting school, but like say at like a college that does a lot of different things. You
have
can
you heard
just
of a little
be
up and coming
actor.
place called Juilliard?
But that's like you're going to school for that.
Yeah.
Versus like, okay, you go to school and you could be anything within their majors. You can just pick acting.
Yes?
Yes.
All right.
I believe so.
Yeah, there's lots of places to do that.
Tina, what did you study at school?
Literature.
Wait, what did you study?
Which is real.
I studied English with creative writing and economics.
Okay.
Oh, mixing in the economics.
Oh, that's very useful.
I thought it would be. What am I doing now? What am I doing now?
What did you do like straight out of college?
Straight out of college, I was a substitute teacher during around the time that the first vaccine came out. So I was in an elementary school every day.
Whoa.
Doing that in.
You were on the front lines.
Yes, I was on the front lines in Framingham, Massachusetts. The most dangerous.
That really rolls
place
off the
to be
tongue.
Yeah, the streets, as they say.
Truly a totally normal experience. I think it just taught me that I didn't want to be a teacher, which I actually wasn't that curious about. And then I moved to New York shortly after that, like in August of that same year.
Gotcha. Oh my God. That must have been terrifying. It's like your first job.
It was it was like I really wanted a job because I graduated a semester early. And so I had nothing to do until the end of the year because I had signed this lease in Jamaica Plain to spend the last year of school, my senior year of Wellesley there. And plug. Go there. No, don't. could not. And I'll say nothing.
Oh, is there tea on Wellesley?
Because you want to be on the notable alumni list.
Because I'm going to go back and speak.
Yeah.
Because they're going to invite me back.
Do you fantasize about that?
No. I feel like if I went to campus now, I would throw up from anxiety.
Really? They're on their way there.
I wish I had liked school. Did you guys really love school?
Oh, what was that?
I enjoyed it. However, I do not feel like I got really prepared for the outside world by school.
Yeah.
I felt like I had a really good time, but I didn't feel like I got a lot of like acting business know-how the way I feel like a lot of people that went to other places did. So yeah, in that way.
Where did you go?
I went to Northwestern.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful place, awesome place. My collaborator also went there. We did not overlap though because he transferred in after I left.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we didn't know each other. But then we connected, and he was like, "Did you have Laura Shallhart?"
Oh my God! It's like he's here.
I've been working on it for a while. He's also so easy to do. He's so easy to do.
I did him for like half a second on stage the other day because I was on a show right after him, and I just did like, do you want to hang out tonight, darling? And then I was like, I shouldn't be doing impressions of my collaborator. Period. As it came out of my mouth, I was like, I don't think I'm ever gonna do that again.
Wait, was that your impression of him?
No, I'm not. I can't do my.
It's being recorded. Just a gentle reminder, this would be on the record.
No.
Okay,
I learned my lesson. I said it and I was like, maybe I'll just never do impressions again. You do impressions all the time, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found out I can do Irina Chalidze.
By the way, for the listeners, these are all Brooklyn comedians.
Yeah, these are not these are not in like I would say the national or world zeitgeist.
These are global celebrities, and if you don't know them, you should be thinking
you should go on Instagram.
You should get on Instagram. Yeah, I think Irina would be a really fun one to do. I think Irina would be a great impression to do. One of our most beautiful people that we have.
True. Yeah.
With a darkness.
I feel like this is an auntie telling me, no, you do your skits, do your thing.
I'll watch. You've been working so hard on it while I made dinner.
Well, I produced something tangible. You've been doing something really cool.
Let's get into the intangible, though. Let's get into your internet rabbit hole.
Yeah, Maggie,
Let's pull them up.
What are you going down late at night? It's 2 a.m. in your bed. You're scrolling, the only light being from your phone. What are you looking at?
Okay, so my most recent one, the thing that came to my mind as soon as you asked me this was, I recently was going down a rabbit hole just reading about Stanley Kubrick movies.
Just reading about them.
Just reading about them, not watching them. I actually...
Okay, good.
I have only seen Eyes Wide Shut. Have you guys seen any Stanley Kubrick movies?
I have seen 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Okay, how was that?
And
how was that?
And defend it right now.
Okay, I watched it when I was in college. I went to a theater that was showing it, and then when I walked out of the theater, I had to like get reacquainted with the vocabulary of reality. I was like, okay, this is ground. This is air. This is sun. Okay, we can rely on these things.
So you liked it.
So you loved it.
It really fucked with my sense of it really, yeah. I did like it.
That's on my watch list. Can I just say?
It is good.
I think it's pretty low on my watch list, unfortunately, because it seems long.
And say that.
Fail. But I hear that it makes you sort of wonder what is ground, what is air.
Yeah.
And I'm
Where'd you hear that?
I'm moved by stuff like that, like accounts like that really move me. Have you seen any Stanley Kubrick movies?
Can we name some?
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
The Shining.
Haven't seen it.
Clockwork Orange.
Haven't seen it.
Okay.
Doctor Strangelove.
Haven't seen it. But can I just say I've heard of these?
And can I say I've actually
And that's half the work
Can I say half the work done?
And in fact, I don't even know what more you must do.
Yeah,
No.
I do think I took an intro to cinema class in college, and I think we had to have watched one Stanley Kubrick.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. Is Birds that bird one?
No, that's Alfred Hitchcock.
Those two.
I did not enjoy Eyes Wide Shut as much as I hoped I would.
Uh-huh.
But it is a Tom Cruise movie, I think.
Yes, it is.
I've seen part of this.
Isn't Nicole Kidman
And I
also in
agree. Yes.
that? Yeah.
She's the girl.
She's the girl. So many
plays the
actresses
girl.
can be described that way. She's the girl in that movie.
Actresses typically, and I won't say they always, but typically they're the girl.
Yeah.
Typically, they're the girl in the movie.
They kind of cornered the market.
Yeah. Well, also just so many of these movies, it's like, well, there's one girl.
And that's the actress.
And that's the actress.
Oh, you found the actress.
Yeah, because a lot of these like actors, you couldn't be like, he's the boy, because it's like, well, which one?
Yeah. We need someone to be the girl in this movie. Do you think we should get an actress?
Hey, I'm reading about something here. It's called an actress. Is that anything I'm trying to do, Lucas?
Yeah, that's a pretty good
I'm
me.
doing Lucas.
Lucas is always in black and white.
Oh God, I didn't like Eyes Wide Shut. I thought it was gonna be sexier. It was not that sexy. It was more like
Yeah. Yes, I agree. I feel like I saw like tweets and stuff about it that were like, this is such a sexy, hot movie. And then I started watching it and I was like, this is lame as hell. Like,
it's so lame. There's only like one kind of sexy scene and I can't really remember what happens in it. Bad movie.
So it wasn't even that sexy. I feel like you'd remember it.
Is there sex in 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Oh, 2001: A Space Odyssey is way sexier. A guy almost dies, so much sexier.
That sounds perfect.
a guy almost dies. How?
Oh, he almost suffocates because he goes naked in the vacuum of space from a shuttle back into the space station. It's crazy.
So you haven't seen The Shining?
No.
Maybe it's not such an important movie as everyone says. If three brilliant geniuses can sit here and say, we haven't seen that.
If 3 out of 3 people have said they haven't seen it,
Who's seen it?
Who's even saw it? I did not us.
not to brag, but I know people that have seen it. I have seen such people.
Well, and can I also say it's one of those movies where it's reached such a, like, so many references to that movie are part of cultural phenomena that in many ways it's like you have seen it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy to be an identical twin and have never seen The Shining because that's where we get sort of like that iconic two creepy twins holding hands. Like,
Yes,
Yes.
The Shining is a lot like Jada's opinions. Like, even if you don't follow them, you know about it so much because it's just infused in your daily life.
Jada.
Pinkett Smith.
Yeah, can you say that?
That was
You
really
said that, like,
sort of shoehorning a popular
Yeah,
culture.
what was that?
But you know what happened? You already knew who I was talking about.
I feel like I'm
You
on a
did.
talk show.
You made it seem like Jada was like backstage, like
And
next
if you look
guest
under your
sub.
seats.
And what was I just reading about Jada Pinkett Smith? That she's well, guys, her book came out.
Yeah, this is all because of her book.
And so
this entire show is just to plug her book.
Yeah.
Wait, what's it called? It's called I'm like Woman in Me. Nope, that's Britney Spears. I can't remember what it's called.
Also just came out.
Oh, yes, where she's talking about Justin
Yeah.
Timberlake having a tiny pee-pee?
Is that what she said? Yeah. Actually, it's not.
Wait, is that real? I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
Apparently she like said, "Is it in?" And Justin was like, "Yeah."
I love when celebrities come out and just destroy another celebrity years later.
What really made me laugh that I read so far is that she was walking down the street with him and they saw like Genuine walking up and he was like, "Hey man, faux shizzle," or something like that. And then Genuine
Michelle
was, like, hi,
Williams
and then walked away, and then they were making like Britney Spears was with a friend and the friend was making fun of Justin Timberlake and he was like, "Yeah, whatever, you guys suck." Totally probably inaccurate characterization of that story from a memoir. You should probably just read it.
Wait, but back to Stanley Kubrick movies. How did you arrive down this rabbit hole?
Oh, I was getting a lot of pushed tweets about like cinema. I guess my Twitter algorithm thinks I am a big cinema head. I have expressed interest in seeing Killers of the Flower Moon, which I haven't seen yet, and I think that put me on like a Scorsese like area of the internet. And then I got a quote from some interview where he was like, maybe it wasn't even him, maybe it was some other director, was like, "And Stanley Kubrick could say more in one shot than I can say in a whole movie," or something ridiculous like that.
Okay.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm actually not sure I've ever seen a Stanley Kubrick movie. And so I was doing research.
But you've read all of them.
And now I have read the Wikipedia page for Doctor Strangelove, Clockwork Orange, The Shining, and you know what I learned is that Clockwork Orange is actually crazy. Do you guys know anything about that story?
I know a little bit. And I was like, "Oh, this doesn't sound nice.
It's horrible.
This doesn't sound like a chill time."
It's horrible. It sounds like just a horrible movie. I sound like my mom. Oh, it's horrible. There's stuff in there that's just so upsetting.
Content warning.
Content warning. But I just really was curious, and I was reading like the plots and then sort of like a little bit about the production, and I don't know, could he tell more in one shot than Martin Scorsese could tell in a whole movie? I have no idea. I'm not going to watch any of these
I don't
movies.
feel talked to by those movies. Yeah.
No, this is this thing with Hollywood where I think sometimes just the men directors, they just say that about each other. They're all just kind of vaguely in love with each other. And
do you ever think, I wish I could be that person and just know what that feels like to just stroke each other's egos like that? Is that something you're like, "Oh, I want to know what that feels like"? Because I want to know what that feels like a little bit.
You want to know what it's like to compliment someone?
Yeah.
Do you want to try?
Yeah. We're the most beautiful girl in the world right here. Go ahead.
I can't decide between the two of you. It's difficult.
That was not the point of that.
No,
I'll make it easy. I smash the glass on my head and die. Let me make your decision for you. Smash.
You simp so hard. You disfigure yourself. Now you're the most beautiful.
Tina, I did this for you.
See, that's what I want to know what that feels like.
I don't know if we'll ever have another generation of directors like this old guy one we have right now. Like, I don't know.
It's a good one.
It's like they're very talented, but they do that. They have like these specific like social traits of like, I don't read emails. I love other male directors. Like,
they had.
But I'm learning more about Martin Scorsese this week than ever because my Twitter has decided that I love him so much.
Yay! What is your honest opinion of him? Do you think that you would get along with him if you guys were like at a dinner party together?
Yeah, we can tell you've been holding back. What's your honest take?
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about him. I definitely thought about him before. Well, here's what I'll have to say. He has a daughter who reminds me of
I'm mutuals with.
Really?
Yeah, on TikTok. Yeah, Francesca. Shout out to you.
And you say you don't know what it's like to stroke someone's ego.
I was going to say she reminds me of myself. But maybe not.
Okay, why? Why?
Because you're like, I would never be mutuals with Lukas.
I feel,
you have the same
on a very basic level, she looks like me in a way. And so and she has an old dad. And apart from that, I really don't know that much about her. I think she was in a show that I watched that Luca Guadagnino show about living on like Americans living on an army base in Italy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know this show.
Nobody watched it. I think it was supposed to be a movie, and then HBO bought it and turned it into like a TV show with really long episodes.
Awesome.
It's called like We Are Who We Are, and no, we're not sorry, or something like that. Anyway, that relationship makes me feel like I understand him as like an old like fuddy-duddy sort of dad type.
Yeah.
Is he the one who said that the Marvel movies are like all trash or something like that, or?
I would
Yes,
believe
he did.
it. I would believe it.
He said they weren't cinema. He was like, oh, it's just like a little frou-frou, like little, like, it's like candy. It's not real sustenance in terms of cinema. That's what he said. Something like that.
Which,
Oh, brother.
the only director's take on Marvel movies that I respect is, have you guys heard Bong Joon-ho's take on why he would never direct a Marvel movie?
No,
No.
what was it?
He says it's because the clothes are all too tight fitting and it makes him uncomfortable. And he said maybe if there's a superhero that wears a boxy costume,
That's
would do it.
hilarious.
A superhero that wears like a bag or like
yeah,
some
and
type
then
of
he'll
robe.
direct.
That's so funny.
That's the take I respect the most.
I'm going home and working on my script right now.
Yeah.
Have you seen the photo of him making his Oscars kiss?
Yes.
Yes.
It's so sweet.
That was adorable. That was my favorite
It's so
thing about
good.
him.
I'm trying to think of what a.
That's another director whose films I haven't seen yet. I haven't seen Parasite, haven't seen...
Oh,
You
you
should
have
see
to.
Okja.
You have
Parasite.
to.
Yeah.
You actually have to. And you can't
Okja?
watch you can't just read the Wikipedias.
He did Okja. I just watched.
I'm pretty sure he
I watched
did.
the
I could be
beginning of Okja and was really confused, and it made me feel kind of stupid. But that is not a reflection on the quality of the movie at all.
That's because you were too high.
Yeah, if that was the case, I'd have to like also be like, and Nomadland is a terrible movie, and all these
Yeah.
other like critically acclaimed movies are bad.
But I would love to get into another one of your rabbit holes,
Oh
if
yeah.
you could.
Wait,
Yes.
what did I even
Ooh.
say?
We got Barefoot Contessa clips.
Oh yeah, do you guys love the Barefoot Contessa?
Okay, I know who she is, but can you explain for the
Yes,
people listening?
for someone who doesn't know, such as myself.
It's so funny because her name is Ina Garten, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And she was on the Food Network when I was a kid. I went through a huge Food Network phase where I was watching it like it was regular TV, like watching it like it was Nickelodeon, basically. And I can't imagine what my parents were thinking. Doesn't matter. Anyway, she's this lady. She lives with her husband Jeffrey. I've always imagined them in the Hamptons. Never have ever.
I think they're
inquired as
in
to
Oklahoma.
if that's
Are they?
true.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That changes everything.
They're in Oklahoma, and there is, I hesitate to bring this up because I can't even remember the details. I saw this on Twitter, though. There's some sort of connection between the land she owns in Oklahoma and the Killers of the Flower Moon.
She's in Oklahoma?
And I think some sort of connection with the land there that I would have to Google to get
Is it
really...
the land where it takes place?
I think
I'm like looking for my phone.
Yeah,
like-
if I had my phone on me, I would Google it right now because
Hold on.
I brought this up just to just to add intrigue. But yeah, I think it might be the land where it takes place.
That's
Which is a crazy, yeah.
That would be really crazy.
Because her whole thing is like just kind of like wholesome, cooks like meals full of butter, like Midwest.
I'm
That's
Googling
her
it.
thing.
Barefoot Contessa. Where is Barefoot Contessa? No, wait, it's East Hampton, New York.
But does she own land in Oklahoma?
If you
Oh.
Can you
if you
Google her? in
Barefoot
Oklahoma?
Contessa, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
nothing comes up.
Yeah, nothing comes up about her with regards to Oklahoma. Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
I got it. That's her spirit punishing me. Wait, I think we should add okay. If I'm wrong, this is hilarious. If I'm right,
If you're right, you've cracked the case
we've got a
in way
cover
the
story
internet hasn't
here.
caught up to.
Yeah, there's nothing about Oklahoma
Can I
with
see?
regards... Yeah.
you guys keep talking.
And Tina will quietly be doing research.
Yeah. So, what'd you have for breakfast?
Anyway, Ina Garten. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm getting served like a million TikToks of her, just clips from the show.
Uh-huh.
And all of them have the same like AI written caption that's like, I'm gonna make this for dinner. Which is so funny because I post a million clips a day and I'm just imagining a robot that's like, every day I'm making 100 dinners. I don't know. I have to watch all of them all the way through too. And I have to see like 10 of them before I can fall asleep. And there are some recipes I'm not interested in, so I have to find the ones I am interested in.
Yeah. So, wait. This is interesting. You said that you watched them to fall asleep.
Yes.
So, can I ask, when did you start... Was there something you did before to help you get to sleep?
I know that we're not supposed to look at our phones before we go to bed.
Probably true.
Intellectually, I know this. Emotionally, I know no such thing.
I have nothing but respect for this. I have nothing but respect.
And so I have occasionally gone on TikTok to try to lull myself to sleep. Recently, I was watching those. Do you guys know what Spooky Lake Month is?
No, what is this? Spooky Lake Month?
There's this account on TikTok that is called like Geo or something.
Putting a pin in this, Tina?
I
How are you?
don't know what happened. The thing is, I'm like, did I dream this? I swear to God, I was going down a Twitter thread where it was like Killers of the Flower Moon connected to this famous chef lady's like ancestral land in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I maybe I'm getting her mixed up with another famous chef lady.
Could be.
Could be. Otherwise, what a crazy thing for me to say.
Maybe you're confused with like, I don't know, Paula Deen or someone.
Yeah, Paula
It
I'm
might
thinking
be.
of
It
someone
might be.
Southern.
I do because I searched it on Twitter and absolutely nothing came up, which is crazy for not even a single hit. Like no one else has had this idea before.
Yeah, your batting average is real low, right?
Not even a single hit for Oklahoma.
No
Barefoot
one else
Contessa.
is even thinking about these two in connection.
Killers of the Flower Moon, Barefoot Contessa was the last thing searched on the phone. That's awesome.
Okay,
Killers of
wait.
the
I guess I
Flower
want
Moon
to
chef.
issue a formal apology as well to Ina Garden for that
I'm
mistake.
trying to Google Killers of the Flower Moon chef. And, yeah, nothing. Osage Catering Company, fucking. No, there's nothing here.
Yeah. You know what? I'll look into this. I'll get back to everyone.
How are you going to look into this? There's no information on the internet about it.
I think I'm being targeted.
I'm being targeted with false
I think
stories.
my algorithm's different than your guys' algorithm, and I'm getting fed conspiracy theories, I guess.
Lucas's phone is protecting him from the
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah, and mine is like, this bitch is gonna believe anything. So I guess formal apology for that mistake. What a funny connection, though.
No, thank you for this. This was
And-
amazing.
Yeah,
No apologies.
and you know, it never hurts to interrogate people's landowning. So
Yeah.
Yeah. She does own someone's land.
she
Yeah.
owns someone's. It's probably
She's hurting
a lot.
someone. She's
Yeah.
hurting someone.
She seems like someone that would have a ranch. So
And
I
that's
stand
so
by
valid.
that. Yeah.
But getting back to what did we put a pin in? Where,
Yeah.
Oh,
What'd you put a
you
pen
okay?
in?
Spooky Lake Month. My stomach is growling. I wonder if the mic can pick it up. Time will tell.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Spooky Lake Month is what I
Spooky
was
Lake Month,
watching
yes.
on TikTok to fall asleep, which is videos about haunted hydrology
Okay.
from this one account that's just like, in this part of the world, there's a lake full of jellyfish. In this part of the world, there's a cave full of toxic air.
Oh.
And so that was actually putting me on edge. And so then I started getting served these Barefoot Contessa videos. And because I kept interacting with them, now my whole feed is just like Barefoot
Yeah.
Contessa making chicken, Barefoot Contessa making chicken, Barefoot Contessa making chicken. They're making chicken so many different ways.
Wait, can I tell you what's gonna happen next? She's
What?
gonna make chicken.
She's gonna always making
Yeah.
chicken. And I skip through any video that's not her making chicken. So I'm making
What's
it
she
worse.
adding to chicken? Anything crazy, or is it just
Please say nothing.
seasonings?
Oh my god, she did
Butter.
something so fucking funny, which is and maybe this isn't funny at all. She was cooking chicken breast with the skin on, and she's like, season it with salt and pepper and olive oil. Classic, strange,
Yeah.
like white person thing to do. But then
Yeah.
when it's done cooking, she peeled the skin off and cut it up and
That's
put
the
it on a
most flavorful
sandwich.
bit.
So I'm wondering,
Yeah.
like, what's the point of seasoning it if you're gonna take the skin off? Like, if you put the seasoning on top of the skin and then you take the skin off, what have you done?
You took the seasoning away.
Or does the seasoning go through the skin? If it's
I would
No,
imagine
it doesn't.
if it's
That's
just
like
not
holding a
much,
raincoat in
yeah.
the rain. Like, what are you doing?
if you are just like, I just can't, and she was like, it makes it so moist, and I was like, yeah, but you took off all the, what was the point of what you did?
Maybe it's like homeopathic seasoning, where it's like the more you dilute it, the more flavorful it is, even though it makes no sense.
Yeah, and
Something like that.
important to say here, sometimes someone is wrong. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
someone's just wrong for what they did.
She was making a chicken Caesar salad sandwich, which
Okay.
that
Sounds
sounds
nice.
awesome.
Sounds lovely.
That sounds good.
And then she put sun-dried tomatoes on it, and I was like, what? And she did this thing with the chicken. I don't believe in everything that she does.
No, that sounds like something someone with stolen land in Oklahoma would do.
Yeah. Can I tell you what that reminds me of? Is this is something that I like to send to Tina on Twitter, is photos of cursed cooking. You know,
Oh, there's a Twitter
Cooking?
account called like fucked up looking food, and it's the grossest things you've ever seen.
What's
And
wrong
it's-
with it?
it's so
They're
good.
just disgusting. They're just like, one time I can't even, are you going to pull up an example?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I block it out of my memory every time you send it to me.
This is one of my favorites. It's like the cool thing of washing the dishes is that the end comes with the reward, and it's just like the trap in a taco shell. I find this so funny.
I feel like you should describe this picture more in depth for the people listening.
Yeah.
Because it's really horrible.
It's like someone literally putting the trap you get in your like kitchen sink and then just putting that in a taco shell. All of the gunk and like bits and bobs.
And this is Lucas's Food Network. This is this is where Lucas is going for recipes.
The thing is that I genuinely love cooking so much.
Oh, really?
I really love cooking.
Yeah, you
and
are a
so,
good cook.
Thank you very much. But like, so that when I
You know how to give a compliment.
I know how
thank
to
you.
give a compliment.
You're very kind.
Because
So
turns out not
this-
hard.
yeah.
It's to quietly mumble, you are good at cooking.
It's really reluctant.
and that means it even more.
Yeah.
But like this, it tickles me so much because I know whoever does this must know food because they know how to do it wrong. That's what I like about it, is that I can tell there is respect there because of such active disrespect.
You can tell they're like, I know this isn't how you make a taco.
Yeah,
I know you're
like,
not supposed to put what's in the sink in your food.
Yeah, it's like you got to
That
know
was-
the rules before you break
That-
them. This guy and whoever
So
does
this
this,
is
they
made
get,
by a chef.
This is we're saying yeah.
yeah, or
Michelin
even just
star.
something dumb like this, like animals.
If you love cooking, have you watched Food Network before?
I have.
And did you enjoy it?
It's all right.
Okay, fine. Such is life. I'll figure it
I
out.
do love
Such is life.
Chopped. Chopped is amazing.
Chopped is a great show.
Chopped is fantastic. Love me some Chopped.
When I was a kid, I played Chopped one time. My dad got so excited, he was like, I'm going to buy ingredients and you guys will do, and me and Edie, my twin sister, would do Chopped. And we made 2 different cherry pies, and it took us like
Ooh.
10 hours. He was like, we don't need to do like the timed element of Chopped. We can just do like, we get you guys
all
similar
day.
ingredients, and then we both had the same like, we'll make cherry
Yeah.
pies, and then we had to make and then eat 2 cherry pies made by like 11-year-olds or something. Is so horrible.
Wait, what day? Like, so how? 11,
This is a
okay.
Saturday.
This is a Saturday.
What I'm describing is probably a Saturday.
What did you do after? Were you just like, just like, I can't move. Just
I think
it's so much effort.
I think that I actually can't. My memory of this day is so much about looking at 2 really weird pies, and less about how I felt.
Yeah.
Who won?
I think he was like, let's call it a tie. That was like constantly
Wow.
happening. That's how you
Wait.
have to treat twins, though. You can't be like one of you is
Yeah.
winning.
Yeah.
Also, crazy that you say that because there's that famous quote that's like, no one's going to remember what you did, but they'll remember how you made them feel.
No one's gonna remember how I felt.
You're like, I don't remember at all how
No
I
one's
felt.
gonna remember how I felt, but I will remember looking at the image of pies.
Oh my god. What did your dad just be like? I kind of want 2 cherry pies right now.
I honestly think that was part of his
Yeah.
decision.
How can I
Yeah.
market this?
Yeah.
In a way,
Yeah,
my
how can I
children
market
will
this to
take
my
care of.
children?
Yeah.
They're watching Food Network all the time. Maybe I'll just pretend it's part of that.
Yeah. Wait, can I just say one of your internet spirals was, if you want to talk about this one, is Jack Black sexy?
Ooh,
And
yes.
I would love to hear your thoughts on that.
Talk about it.
So I have been thinking about this for a while because I read something where someone was like, Jack Black sexy? And I was thinking about how he's not like a heartthrob in the culture. But if you look at it like more objectively and with sort of like a radical anti with a more radical sense of, I don't know how to describe what I'm saying. I feel like fat phobia has made people not acknowledge that he is truly so hot and sexy. And so I
Yeah.
went online to try to find evidence that people didn't think he was sexy so that I could make a point about this.
Yeah.
Like, and I ended up on this like spiral of just like reading different things about him and also looking at polls because like magazines in the past asked like the same question I ask today. Like, is Jack Black sexy? And so there are all these like really old polls with like really old like interface technology or whatever
Yeah.
on magazines that probably don't even exist anymore. That's like, is Jack Black sexy? 47% think no, 53% think yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really was just reading anything that had Jack Black sexy. Like,
Yeah.
and I learned a lot about what people think.
What do you think general consensus is?
I think the people who participate in the polls are Jack Black fans.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
he's always getting,
Well, he has
so
a
he
lot.
never wins the poll by a lot. He always gets like 51% or
Interesting.
52%. And the comments are always like,
Which is enough in a democracy.
yes.
Yeah.
The comments are always like, I love Jack Black. But occasionally there'll be a comment that's like, is he funny? Yes. Is he sexy? No. And that's, I feel like, really, that's a disservice to him. Because not only is he, in my opinion, physically sexy, because, like, when you remove sort of the horse blinders of, like, thinking fat people are bad,
Right.
you can see that, like, as a layer one. But also, he is hysterical. He is a guitar
so
player.
Yeah.
He's a movie
House of Rock.
star.
He has
Like,
everything.
He's
And-
rich.
He's rich. He's, like, he has personal style in a way, in his way.
Yeah.
If you attributed those, like, qualities to anybody else, you'd be like, you're
Right.
describing a hot person.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But then people are like, Jack Black's not sexy. And it's like,
That's not
grow
his
up.
thing.
I always thought the consensus was that he was sexy because that's all I hear online.
Well, I
It's
mean,
about
You
how
were
sexy
in a
he is.
really good part of the internet then.
Yeah.
Yay.
I mean, even looking at his roles, he has like leading roles with love interests, but not as much as like other like movie stars like Brad Pitt or someone would have. where they're only
he's-
playing
what comes
romantic.
to your
Yeah.
mind when you think of Jack Black in a leading role with a love interest? Are you thinking of The Holiday?
That's what I'm thinking of.
Well, I guess that's not leading role though. Well, doesn't he have a love interest in School of Rock?
No.
Not really. He
No.
sort of has a
It's a B
little
plot.
bit of flirtation with
Oh, it
what's her
never
face, the
comes
principal,
to.
but it never comes to fruition.
I
They
feel
never
like
they never
they
smash.
make
Yeah.
both of them purposefully like completely lacking in sexuality in that movie because it's supposed to. I feel like,
It's, like,
especially with
almost
the Joan
kids.
Cusack character.
Yeah.
Yes, that's her name. Yeah.
they like part of like the joke of her is that she is so uptight that like she has no sexuality and she has no like and
Yeah.
so like when that like sexy shirtless guy with like the little leather
Yeah.
sleeves is there
Yeah.
and she's like oh like it
Yeah,
can play
yeah,
for a
yeah,
bigger
yeah.
laugh because she is
Right.
like so one note strict. And I think like Jack Black also has not even like a family friendly sexuality in that movie. Like he is just like about rock and roll period.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
a teacher.
And a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And The Holiday, well, that is no one's really a leading role in that, I would say.
No,
'Cause
it's an ensemble
split.
movie.
It's
Yeah.
also a movie that it makes no sense.
It's
and
a
is
crazy
really
movie.
weird.
And it has the most insane line where is it Cameron Diaz in that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Where she's like they're about to have sex and she's like I hate foreplay. And he's like I love you. He's like you're the most incredible woman in the world. I also hate foreplay. It's so stupid. It's so stupid when women need something before sex.
I feel like
Anyway, I love that
I feel
movie.
like Cameron Diaz and Jude Law
Yes.
Yeah.
are carrying the sexuality component of that movie.
Yes, yeah.
Whereas they have written for Jack Black and Kate Blanchett almost like a completely Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
Thank
the
you.
Kates.
Kate Winslet, a completely like non-sexual romantic plot line.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Do they just become friends? I can't
No,
remember
they
the
do.
ending to that.
No, they do. I think they agree to go out by the end of the movie.
But you don't see them. Yeah, they don't.
You never
have
see them, you know.
They're not talking about hating.
But I
foreplay.
think like Hollywood resists so strongly putting Jack Black in like a role with any sexuality because
Yeah.
I think like the sexuality of like fat actors or fat people just makes like
Mm-hmm.
audiences or Hollywood executives like uncomfortable. It's like
Totally.
not popular.
Yeah.
And it's just it's such a waste because he is so cool.
And the charisma. It's a waste of also
so
incredible
confident and
charisma.
so
God,
incredible.
he is so
Yeah.
confident. If you described a confident like musician who's hysterically funny, rich and successful, you'd be like, that's probably a really hot guy. But then people are like, but not Jack Black. And it's like, okay, I can see through the problem here. Like,
You pull out the polls.
and people online slightly disagree with you.
Yeah. Also, any interaction you see with him and fans, he's always so kind.
Yes.
He's the loveliest guy.
He seems like
well,
the
he's got
loveliest guy in the
he's
world.
got charisma. Yeah, he's got.
The day this comes out, he releases his first ever horrible statement, and we all have to be like, never mind.
like,
Yeah.
damn it.
I just like seeing pictures of him like walking down the street because he dresses like a crazy guy, which I think is awesome because at least he's doing something interesting.
Yeah, he's and that's so true because you always see the male movie stars at like the Met Gala and stuff, and they just phone it in.
And they phone it in. They have no ideas. You have no good clothes ideas.
Yeah, they're like, I have one sparkle on this suit because I don't want you to think I'm gay. But you can zoom in and find it.
No. I would like to, before we come, because we're getting, I would say, close to like the end. But we also have Rachael Ray's rebuild.
Rachael Ray's rebuild. Have you guys seen this?
No. Well, what's her build like, first of all?
Rachael Ray's house burned down. Did anyone hear about this?
No!
Rachael Ray's house burned down.
Is it in Oklahoma?
Google. I have no idea where she lives.
I'm gonna Google where does Rachael Ray live.
You should Google where did her house burn down because I wonder if she doesn't even live in the same place anymore. If she's the one who lives in Oklahoma, we're gonna be screaming.
Oh my God, you're not gonna believe this. No,
I could tell. Yeah, I could tell by the fake ass way you said
that.
that.
Yeah, no. But I was like,
I feel manipulated. Rachael Ray's house burned down. I'm not sure where her house was.
Lake Luzerne, New York.
They have taken one, in my opinion, is one of the most fun parts about Queer Eye, which is that they're helping these people like redo the interior of their house, or whatever, and they have combined it with Rachael Ray's tragic fire to create an amazing television show with 20-minute episodes. It's on Hulu. I watched like 5 of them yesterday or 2 days ago, called Rachael Ray's Rebuild, where she, like, it'll be a couple being like, oh, our house burned down because I set a candle in the prayer room or something. And she's like, we're rebuilding your house for you because tragedy, like, you never deserved to lose your whole life or something like that. And they play footage of her house burning down.
Fault.
And they show you pictures of, like,
what?
And they play, and every episode begins with
Who stopped to film
footage
the house
of
burning?
Rachael Ray's house.
She was like, wait, this is great content.
Flames.
Like,
Every episode starts with them having lunch together at Hearth, which is a restaurant in Manhattan, where the couple tells Rachael their story.
Yeah.
And then that's all, her whole role in it. She has a friend who's a contractor who does the whole building of the house, and a friend who's an interior designer who does all the interior design. And then Rachael shows up at the end when the house is rebuilt and designed and makes dinner for the family when they see it for the first time. And that is the structure
that's
of
beautiful.
every episode. It is so good. I really enjoyed it. It is so corny as crap. You wonder where the heck did these people come from?
Yeah.
how do you submit to the show?
I don't know. When did they put out the call?
You have to a carrier pigeon? I don't know.
One woman had a drunk driver drive through the front of her house, and then within the next 24 hours, a second drunk driver drove through the front of her house.
That's crazy.
Okay, at that point, it's your fault.
I was Rachel's like, and how does this happen? And the woman's like, I don't know.
I'm not the driver. She live off a highway or
yes,
something?
so she lives.
Okay, yeah. That
like
makes sense.
there is a really fast road.
Yeah.
And her house is right at the
road
end of
itself
it.
is
So it sort of intersects in a T-bone, and she lives right at the intersection.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
And
mean,
so
I see
cars
that,
just
yeah.
drive through the front of her. And part of the
Yeah,
rebuild
of course you drive through the house.
was they bought these like steel guards, like little beams to put in the ground,
Oh, that's good.
so that if a car smashes through, I smacked the microphone.
No, you're
the
good.
person dies?
They're dead. They're dead on the sidewalk.
We're reinventing the moat around the castle.
Rachel Ray rebuilds, and all of them have a moat component. It would be so funny. One thing the show is it is not funny at all. Nothing funny happens. They try to make little jokes like, yeah, if you're gonna pour concrete, you gotta pour it all at once. It's like, that's actually not even remotely funny. They're like winking at the camera while they say it. It's like, that is not a joke.
Yeah, and it's like, do you think that's...
Yeah, that is just great advice about contracting.
I love that house defense was not an element in this episode, though. How is that? How do you ignore that?
You just don't think about it.
Do you guys like Rachael Ray? Do you know
I know
anything
nothing about her, really.
I got no cultural context, yeah.
Did you guys see
I got nothing.
You didn't? Did you see the Deuxmoi post that was like, it goes without saying that Rachael Ray could not cook, like, at all.
No, but that's an incredible thing to say about someone famous for being a chef.
I love the idea that you would pivot from being a chef to being have someone who had your house burned down and now you changed lives.
Yeah, and then you cook them apparently a really bad meal.
Yeah.
to bless the home.
She kind of ruins people's lives. Yeah.
But gives them something.
It'll be like, my house was destroyed in a flood. My house was picked up by a tornado. That episode was crazy. That's the first one.
That's
Picked
nuts.
up by a
That's
tornado?
nuts. And I would watch footage
and
of
so
that.
their house is just a big ditch. And the mom is obviously so traumatized. What's crazy is they try to package up like the whole like tragedy of whatever happened to these people into like very short amount of like screen time.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
so it'll just be the mom on camera for 1 second. She's like, yeah, I still feel like I'm living it every day. I'm just still, every time I look at my children, I'm just thinking about it every day. And then it'll be like, and we're putting a new couch for free.
The whole show was just not addressing trauma.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
It's like that one.
That's
it's like
amazing.
the one scene of Queer Eye, but instead of 5 gay guys, it's Rachael Ray, and they don't really like do any of the sort of like talking to the people that you would
No.
need.
No. I have always thought that Queer Eye, what takes 5 gay guys could just be one dyke. And I think I think we're getting so close there with that show. We're on Rachael Ray. Now we just need to fully get a lesbian.
Yeah. When Rachael Ray retires.
That is actually something after I started watching Queer Eye, I went into the history of it. I went into a little rabbit hole. Apparently, there was a spinoff where they involved queer women as well on the show, and it failed.
Yeah, they're not marketed. They're not
Wait, what?
capitally viable.
Yeah. There was a spinoff that was like mixed gender.
How did they judge that it failed? I never saw it.
Mixed gender.
Yeah, well, instead of...
What's your gender?
Lesbian.
Yeah.
Mixed.
Yeah.
I think
A co-ed show.
Yeah.
I wish I would love to see that. Was that on MTV? Like where the
Was that on
Maybe.
MTV? Was that right after
I
Sweet
forget the
16?
name of it, but it was somewhere. It was somewhere, and they tried it, and they were like, all right, people don't like this. They want 5 gay guys.
I guess the like beautiful like fun like inciting image of that show is the idea of like some grumpy old guy who maybe
Yeah.
like isn't comfortable with gay guys,
Yeah.
having gay guys change his life.
Yeah.
And I feel like I guess the lesbian equivalent of that, which I guess would be like a uncool woman. It has lesbians give her advice or rebuild her house. Like that actually is not compelling. The more I'm thinking
Yeah,
about
and
it.
they're actually maybe just falling in love at the end of the episode.
But I'm wondering why that is so. It does feel different because it feels like it's sort of like charming and sweet when a like slightly homophobic like grumpy guy is like, maybe I should brush my hair. But if there was like a woman
Or
who
use
does,
a
I guess a
lotion.
woman who doesn't know how to take care of herself in like the modern imagination is like a tragic figure in a way that
and now
it's
you're
not
hitting on
because-
something.
because-
Or maybe it's like a woman who doesn't know how to take care of herself is still doing drastically better than a man who
Yes,
doesn't know how to take care of himself.
Because like you would
Interesting.
never find a woman who's like, well, never. It would be really unlikely to find a woman who's like doesn't take care of herself to the point that like she doesn't like shampoo or condition her hair
Yeah,
or like
Hmm.
and those are separate containers.
yeah. Even if they're just one container, it's like sometimes on Queer Eye it'll be a guy who's like, I don't wash my face, or like I only have one pair of pants.
Yeah.
It would be funny if it was like a really successful woman, but she was like, yeah, I use 2-in-1. And that's the only thing they remedy.
I'm a girl boss and I use 2-in-1. Oh, okay. Well, this is a quick fix. You should use 2 separate products.
This is a quick fix.
No, I wanted to
The
take a
episodes are
whole
too
episode.
short.
Yeah, the episode is 30 seconds when they adapted to TikTok.
They were like, we can't run ads, you guys. Like,
Oh, God.
wow.
Okay, but
Okay.
maybe that's an SNL sketch idea or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get that. We'll circle back.
Oh,
But-
God. Who has the time to write a sketch?
God knows I don't. I don't think anyone here does. Very quickly, though, talk about Shallon Lester's celebrity psychology and subsequent cancellation. before we end.
Have you guys ever heard of this woman, Shallon Lester?
No.
No, I don't know who this is.
So she is a YouTuber who is like a former celebrity journalist, whatever that means, at like Star Magazine or some magazine. Doesn't matter. Because I'm actually pretty sure that her like credentials are a lie. Everything she makes these YouTube videos where she
Yeah.
will dissect celebrity gossip or like celebrity news to make like sort of like pseudo psychological like conclusions about people in general. So for example, she'll be like I took a picture of so many of them, but I don't even know where I put my phone. but she will say like Remy Bader blames Ozempic for her weight gain, like how to beat your victim complex. And so everything that is wrong. Like her interpretation of things that people say are wrong. You guys know who Remy Bader is even?
No.
Let me pick a different example. She'll be like, oh God. She'll be like, Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde break up. What it means when he says, let's just be friends. And so she'll take like a news story and then act like she like really knows what's going on inside it, drawing completely wrong conclusions.
Absolutely.
And
then, confidently.
And then morphing it into basically horrible advice. And I have watched 1 million hours of this woman because I disagree with everything she says. She is so predisposed to do stuff like with the Remy Bader thing and with any story with like any fat celebrity, she's always like, and they are a victim and make themselves a victim their whole lives and like are obsessed with their body and I'm not obsessed with my body and stuff like that. Or in like interracial relationships, she'll be like, oh, like, and she always is siding with like the white woman in that situation.
Yeah.
That, like,
what's wrong with that?
And a really interesting point. She's always on the wrong like side of everything. Her takeaways are literally crazy. And I feel like I was trying to figure out how I would describe why I watch these videos because I don't watch them all the time anymore. But when I was thinking about my spirals of the past, there's something about it's like holding the killing thing in your teeth.
Yes,
or whatever, and not
Wait, what is that? Holding the killing thing in your teeth?
Is that the quote? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's in
Fault in Our Stars.
The Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah.
Oh.
Augustus Waters holds like a cigarette in his mouth and she's like so disgusted. She's like, you have cancer and you have a cigarette in your mouth? And he goes, I never light it. I like to hold the killing thing in my teeth but never let it kill me. Or
and that's the
something
power.
Like that. And that's the power.
Yeah.
Total huge. And we comments are, that is a huge misquote.
No, I actually think you kind of nailed it.
But do you ever watch something like, and the videos like make me angry?
Yes.
But there's something satisfying about getting through them, I guess, or even
like,
or even
well, and
like,
thinking about why she's wrong.
Yes.
That's sometimes really satisfying to be like, you're like falling trapped to this insane logic that,
yeah, she's like basically like a bootstrap Republican, except she like has a gay friend and like that is like her whole thing, and she has all these fake credentials. She always pretends that she knows. She pretends that she knows these celebrities like personally.
Yeah.
And she loves to like dissect a written statement or a quote given by a celebrity and just like totally misinterpret it.
Yeah. And you're like, also, babe, that quote came from a publicist. You're not even getting at the person.
She'll literally be like, and it's clear Kim Kardashian feels like this. And it's like, nothing is clear.
Nothing is clear about what you're saying.
You could not know less.
That does remind me of a quote I heard once from John Cleese of what he thinks makes anything funny, which is someone who takes their job too seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is like the key to comedy, is someone who like puts way too much importance into what they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the audience can easily see, this, I need to see this now.
It is
I really need,
There's something to it also that's like that feeling of, oh, okay. Do you guys believe in... Oh, this is so horrible. Do you guys believe in like tarot cards?
I don't personally believe.
I love them.
You love them?
Well, I've done them once.
Do you believe like in the...
Did you feel like you got an accurate reading?
Yeah, but I mean I think I'm like I could go either way.
Okay, here's like I don't know whether I believe them or not, but it is so comforting sometimes when someone reads your tarot, even if you don't believe. There's something like really like, and you think you know, and wouldn't that be nice? And this whole process is actually kind of like, even if I don't totally like believe, there's something about it, like it's like feeling held.
Yes,
a little bit.
I see this.
And there's, I think, a small aspect of the Shallon Lester videos that makes me feel like, man, you don't know. I don't believe you, but God, are you reaching for me? you
That's
wish you could
beautiful.
hold me or whatever. Like
Yes.
and that feeling is like good in some
Yeah.
You're not giving me the right answer, but you are talking to me, and that's enough.
And that's enough.
It's like you wish there was a connection between us, like, and that feeling is like
Yeah.
kind of good.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it because like she gets so much wrong about these? Oh no, I'm mixing up topics because we're mixing tarot and this woman. But I lost my point entirely.
She tries to connect.
Wait,
the
she doesn't do
things-
tarot, does she?
No, but she does like psychological advice. So she'll be like, Kim and Kanye are struggling with custody or something. That's not a real story. But she'll
Yeah.
take like
Yeah.
a story and be like, and ladies, this means like you know the men in your life who are like your Kanye, and you can identify them this way, and you should treat them like this, and don't make
Right.
the same mistake as Kim, or you should be strong like Kim, or like,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
becomes like very much about like a personal thing about her life and a personal thing that she like puts on everyone.
Right.
Like she can
Right.
project the situation onto every experience. And there's something about like, oh, she's trying to like touch
Yes.
me.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's trying to talk about me.
I see
She's
those.
trying to reach you. It's just like a commercial. Like, oh, this is for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need a ShamWow.
Yes.
It's even though she's so wrong about me.
Yeah.
The like very act of it is kind of like, okay, crazy. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
She's like a friend from high school who's
It's
just
like a friend from high school.
Yeah, who's just so wrong, but you're like, God damn it, I need them over. I need to know what they have to say
Yeah.
about this.
No, it's a beautiful. I think it's such a beautiful sentiment that's what we have to end on.
Yeah.
That's what we have to leave everyone with. Is this
was
concept
beautiful.
of being held?
Yeah.
I love that.
That's gorgeous.
Maggie, you have been an awesome guest.
Absolutely incredible,
Please
guys.
plug and promote anything you have going on.
If you want to see that sketch show I was talking about, it'll be Fridays at the BCC.
Every
in
single Friday,
East
weekly.
East Williamsburg.
Williamburg.
In East Williamsburg. It's not every single Friday. I think we're taking some Fridays off in November, but there's definitely shows in November, in December too. I have a New York Comedy Fest show on
Huge.
the 11th of November that you should come check
Everyone should
out.
go to that.
And
what is your social so people can follow you?
oh, you should follow me. I'm at Maggie Olmsted Pretty on Instagram and at Olmsted on TikTok and Twitter.
Awesome.
I think that's it.
You got it.
Woohoo!
You got
Huge.
it.
Lucas, what do you got?
Let me see. I have a New York Comedy Fest show on November 9th. Come to that. It is at Littlefield in Brooklyn. And I also have a show at West Side Comedy Club November 18th. And then I think I will be doing the Vermont Comedy Fest at the end of November as well.
Whoa.
Got some cool stuff on the horizon. Otherwise, this is a non-comedy thing. I'm going upstate 2 weekends from now to get a bunch of my dad's old records that I'm very excited about.
Just plug in that.
Just plugging that. Just plugging that.
You did say that we could plug whatever we wanted. So
Yeah, so
you can't take it back just because it's not what
Nope.
you wanted.
so that's so true. That's so true.
Tina, what about you?
Yeah, follow me at WNBA on all the socials. As always, I'll post about what shows I'm on because I can't think of them. And I'm planning on making some soups coming up this week. So
Yum.
kind of what's going on with me in a similar way.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Love that.
Congrats.
And on
Thank
that
you
note,
so much.
we shall end. Please join our Patreon as well, patreon.com/rabbithole.pod. And we will be doing, extra stuff there. But thank you for watching and listening. We'll see you next week.
Thank you guys so much.